when you have people that are looking, that have noticed that there is a problem that you have been making noise about, right? You don't attack them and say, oh, now, and push them away. You welcome them into the fold so that way you have more people on your side, because the whole point of the culture war is not to get rid of the people that disagree. And this was something that Jordan Peterson made this point about conservatives, the way that the left had been treating conservatives. What are you going to do with all the Donald Trump voters if you beat Donald Trump? They're still Americans, and that's something that we have here in the U.S. Most of the division, in my opinion, has been driven by the ideological left pumping out ideologically motivated people. And they have lied to your average Democrat, your average left-leaning liberal person. So they're still right-leaning because liberals are kind of right-leaning. The left is actually a totally different philosophy. So your average left-leaning liberal has been lied to and has been tricked into believing that woke is the continuation of the civil rights movement, which it is not. It is a totally different tradition.
It's the exact opposite of that transition, as it promotes discrimination against individuals for the way that they were born.
100%, absolutely, yes. And they're waking up to that. And we need to welcome them back into the America-loving liberal society that we all are looking to get back to. We talk about all the time. We talk about we want to get rid of the woke. We want to get rid of all this bad ideology. And now is a great opportunity to bring people back into the American mindset, where America is not always bad and that it's not always just dump on the liberal mindset.
Dave Portnoy announced he will not hire anybody from Harvard, MIT, or UPenn until these people are fired. He then said, I think he's pulled back on UPenn because they did have the board member and the president resign. But he specifically called her out and was like, I'm not going to hire anybody. Your degree's worthless. Anybody who currently works for me, he was asked, did you have people applying? He's like, well, I have people who work here now, but they're grandfathered in. Yeah. Anybody else, I will not hire you because of that degree.
James Lindsay was making a very similar argument, saying only then, when people stop hiring these people, is when we could have a big cultural difference here, because that degree won't matter anymore. That prestige won't mean anything anymore because they actually just shot themselves in the foot. Now, there's a lot of degrees of hypocrisy, especially when it comes to saying, yeah, you can hate on this group, you can't hate on this group. Oh, now we're in trouble for hating on this group. But still, I want to go back a little bit here. There's a lot of other individuals like Cassandra McDonald making the argument here, hey, we should also be careful because we still want to protect freedom of speech. What do you guys make of the argument here saying, hey, whatever these policies are, I don't care, freedom of speech still should be protected here. Is this freedom of speech, and should it be protected?
Dave Portnoy was asked about their stance, and he said, no, you should not be allowed to call for the genocide of a group of people. That's where you're getting into harm and violence, et cetera, et cetera. I disagree with him. I agree with his position that these people are hypocrites, they're liars, they're cheaters, they're thieves, and you should not hire people who are coming from these. I'm avoiding all of that. These are corrupt institutions. I suppose it depends on how long ago you were there or whatever. But no, I agree with what each and every one of these individuals said to a certain degree. They said the Constitution, the right of the individuals to have their opinion. If it's getting to the point where you're harassing an individual, that breaks the rules. I completely agree with that. What I don't agree with is that these people are lying and spitting in our faces. They scream no pronouns. You have to use our pronouns. They scream no fat phobia. They will ban you from campus. They will shut your speech down. And then the moment it comes to a call for genocide of the Jews, they all of a sudden say, oh, the Constitution. Yeah. And I'm like, you are right, the Constitution. Now screw yourself. I'm not defending you.